Daily down and dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, the message today is naked truth. I don't even know that that's what the reading should be called, but that's what I heard when I was looking at these first three cards. We've got this Angel of Death. This is not the Death card. This deck, Dreams of Gaia, I love this beautiful deck. She went her own way with it. This is card number 21, which traditionally is the World card, but this is very clearly an Angel of Death. So there is some sort of closing, but this isn't the last card of the major arcana in this deck. And there's something about her sword. You know, swords represent truth. It represents, well, truth. It represents belief systems. It represents messages, whatever. But again, it's like a naked truth. And so we've got this 21 card, the Angel of Death. We've got this card number 14, which is like the High Priest of Air, again, about truth, energy. And then we've got the 10 of Air. So both of these would be swords energy, air energy. It's about expression, or I don't know why I said expression. It's about communication, maybe expression, communication, beliefs, truth, all of that sort of thing. And so the 10, you know, 10s indicate the completion of a cycle. And so, you know, 1 + 0 = 1. It's time to initiate something new and close out a cycle. So traditionally, the imagery of swords, it shows someone laying on the ground. So I always want to say, how many times does a person have to stab you in the back before you recognize they only have knives for you? Here she's got her back turned to all the illuminated energy, to all that she's ever known, and she's looking towards this void here. So a much more peaceful energy of the 10 of Air, but definitely she is complete with whatever she's turned her back to, and she's looking towards the unknown. I always love that there is this eye overhead, and all of these butterflies here. So it's like she has completed this kind of this Angel of Death. It's like, I always like to compare the Death card to, you know, the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into the chrysalis becoming a butterfly. And so she has completed whatever she can learn from here, and now it's time to move on to the next dimension. This eye is like watching out for her. This is like higher self energy, or just some sort of an energy showing that while she will face challenges when you go into the unknown, well, and I always like to say, whether you're going into the unknown or you're repeating a show, there's always going to be challenges. So you might as well turn towards the growth. You might as well go towards the new adventure, unless you don't want to. You have a choice. We always have a choice. So very much. So with this like High Priest of the Air, it's card number 14. It's significant because number 14 shows up again later on in the reading. It is about some sort of clarity. I love that at his head, there's this like light energy that is, you know, kind of resembling a butterfly. At his crown, he's got the sword at his third eye. So he's got a clear vision of what he wants to go towards. And then also this eagle signifying clear vision. It's about having a vision, and it's at his throat, so it's like he speaks his vision into being. So it very much feels like with this energy, you know what you're complete with, and you have a clear vision of what you want to go towards. Again, with this 21 energy, even though it's not the World card, it does feel like, again, there's these great endings and moving forward into the vision of the future. And there's something more about this Angel of Death. It kind of reminds me that you can't take everybody with you. Often you can't even take anybody with you. All you can take is yourself. It's up to you to decide who follows you on this path of truth. But maybe there's no one, but that's no reason not to take the path of your vision and your truth, to move forward and close out cycles. It's okay to be complete with other nouns, people, places, situations, circumstances, ideas, and concepts. So then we move over here. We've got this 4 of Earth, and then this major arcana 20. It's interesting that we've got the 20 card and then the 21 card. Normally this would be a card of judgment. I love how very Capricorn this energy is, with, you know, we've got this goat right here, and again we've got this hawk. again signifying some sort of vision, and in his hand is this like dragon that reminds me of a lion in a way. So very fiery passion, moving towards a goal, moving towards the unfoldment. Oh, here we are with this lotus down here, moving towards the unfoldment. And this red, it like signifies like that root chakra. So it's like the unfoldment of a new stability, the unfoldment of following your vision and creating a solid foundation for yourself so that you can be supported in, climbing up the mountain, reaching the pinnacle of what you're going towards. And you see that this person's got their back turned towards this energy. So let's focus on this. This is very like old paradigm capitalist, like, get a job, work your 40 hours, pay the bills, which it's like, that Buddhist saying, I love it. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. But there's a new enlightened energy of the gratitude and the freedom of like, I could choose not to do this, but because I want heat, because I want water, because I want, all of those things. There's something about connecting with your world and working with it instead of working for it. And in some ways, it's like letting it work for you as well. What else do I want to say? Because you see that he's like upholding everybody's happiness. You see there's this like bee up here. So it's like bees represent community, bees represent happiness, the honey of life, but at what expense? You see that his arm is cracking open and there's blood coming out. His face is cracking open, like from the strain of holding up, being the support for everybody else's happiness and everybody's world, but he's not really moving. He's doing what he needs to support everything, but he's not going anywhere. And so this energy, having the back to this, it's like, no, I'm going to forge my own path. I'm going to look to my passions. This is a dragon of fire. This is about passion, creativity, inspiration, action, courage, desire, motivation, and letting that be the guiding light to really, it's like earth energy and fire energy. They're my favorite elements to put together when it comes to the work that you do, living your soul's purpose, because you commit to it. You have the discipline to really go after what it is that you want in life, and you keep your focus, you keep your vision on what it is that you are choosing to attain. But sometimes it can feel kind of futile. And that's where we bring in this like high priestess of fire, but she is reversed. This isn't the last card, it's the second to the last card that I'll bring out. But there's something about when you're all goal and focus, sometimes you can lose the passion of like, what is it all for? And if you don't see the results showing up, again, you can lose motivation, you can lose inspiration, you can start feeling like a failure. You can start feeling, like it's all futile or whatever, and lacking the passion for it. But, and so the answer is this card number 14. So it's like we've got the high priest and the high priestess energy. And the difference here would be kind of the yin and the yang. It's like she's tired of waiting. Feminine energy is so much about receiving, and, Queen of Wands or whatever, for example, she could correlate to that, is about having the courage and the passion to go after what she wants. When she's reversed, again, it can be like lacking in action, lacking in energy, maybe even lacking in vision or something like that. And there's something about that red lotus, that root chakra, maybe she's not feeling supported. And so those two energies together, and she was, the way they landed, she was underneath this card. So it's like maybe she's not feeling supported in going after what she wants. And so it kind of feels like dream bigger. Maybe not so much looking to the long-term goals. I almost feel like it's saying, where are the little wins that you can get? Where can you find inspiration, action, desire, and passion in this moment to align with the greater vision? Because, you know, it reminds me of bamboo. You know, you can plant bamboo and it'll grow this deep root system, but very little will grow above the surface. So it can look like, yeah, nothing's growing to fruition. But at some point, sometimes it can take 7 years that bamboo really establishes such a strong root system, a foundation within itself, that then suddenly, almost overnight, it shoots up 30 to 40 feet. Maybe not overnight, but very quickly, really within a matter of days, it can grow 30 to 40 feet sometimes. So it feels like, you know, don't look to the 30 to 40 feet. Just get passionate again right now. It feels like, if you're feeling, it almost feels like there's a drain going on because there's just not feeling like there's enough support. So, and it almost feels like maybe take a break from life. Maybe you need to maybe take a break from the grind completely if you're feeling burnt out or something like that. And yeah, this being fire but reversed, burnout is probably a really good metaphor for that, or a good description of that. Feeling burnt out. So maybe there's a need to find your passion again. What is it all for? And you know, I love the earth energy. I'm a Capricorn myself, so it's like looking, committing to that long-term goal. But if you're feeling burned out, there is a need to bring that fire, light that fire again. Maybe go, of course, I want to say go do psychedelics and sit with the waterfall, go to nature. But anything, you know, maybe go have a romantic date, even if it's with yourself, or maybe go dancing, or just anything that lights your fire, that gets you enthusiastic about living for today. I think that there's a spiritual connection about remembering the power of now and living for today. And that's the naked truth of this reading. All right. Once again, my name is Fairlight. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a palm reading, tarot reading, or astrology reading from me, you can find the Calendly link in the show notes, or wherever you find it, you know, link in bio or something like that, you know. You can find it, or just hit me up online. I can connect you with that information. Or if you happen to be in the downtown Asheville, North Carolina area, come on into Instant Karma. It's a one-stop hippie shop. You might want to message me first to make sure that I'll be here, because I'm sharing the days with other readers while I go into musical adventures and whatever, but I'll be here. All right, that's all I have for today. Peace and love until next time.